Yo, what to do, what to do. I'm here to do a video. Haven't been on here in a while because I really didn't have nothing to talk about. But I want to talk about them storms we had yesterday, boy. Hey, them storms that was out there in Midwest and Southeast, not Southeast, but Southwest, over there in Texas and all that, Oklahoma and all that. Man, that shit was rough, man. It was rough out that way. I got a cousin in Nebraska and Iowa. I don't know if they're okay or not. I hope they
I
are.
hope they
But
alright.
those areas got towed up. So I knew that the storms was coming down south, and I was like, well, yeah, they're gonna come this way. They're gonna go east. They got to go somewhere. And at first we was like under the what was it? The slight risk. Because they have 5 levels. You have the marginal, slight, um, was it elevated, moderate, and then high risk. So I was like, okay, we're gonna be under the slight risk. Man, yesterday morning, that shit was elevated all the way up to enhanced. And I was like, oh man, we in for it. And I was like, I gotta do this night class. And I was like, oh shit. I'm gonna be stuck out here in this bullshit, right? So that morning I left, I just left the house. And man, the pictures of those clouds that I got, man, that shit was spooky looking as fuck. So, it was raining. It rained real hard and everything. It wasn't severe and stuff. So it was raining off and on, lightning, thunder, and stuff like that and everything. And, areas west of Nashville and stuff, they was getting hit pretty hard around about 2-ish. That's about much as I remember. So about 4 o'clock, we was under a tornado watch until about 9 o'clock. And so I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. So about five, 5-ish, 5:30-ish or something like that, there was a tornado warning, which came from west of Nashville. It came and it was like in Greenbrier. And so Greenbrier is really like 30 minutes north of where I was at, teaching my class. And so I was like, well, go ahead and teach this class because we in the lowest part of the building. We in a good, sturdy building, nothing to worry about. And, everybody in the class was cool with it. It was like, shit, fuck it, let's get this shit over with and get out of here. So, then we got finished up. We got done about 7 and left, went home. It was just raining and, did a little thunder and whatnot. So I got home. I got all them clothes and stuff. I got ready for bed and I laid down. And then my phone went off. Tornado watch until 3 a.m. I said, man, this is going to be a long ass night. So, I look at my radar and everything, and it was saying that it was going to rain pretty much and storm pretty much all night. And boy, didn't it do it. So, there's areas that got hit pretty bad. My heart goes out to the ones who lost their lives, who lost property, who lost things. I mean, it was rough. And to be 4 out of 5, with the weather, that means that tornadoes were not ruled out. We was also under a flash flood watch until the next day. So, it's doing all this raining and stuff. Oh, it flooded. Places got flooded. I went on Facebook and a friend of mine, his front yard was like flooded. It was flooded pretty bad. And then he posted the next day that, I mean, it looked like a freaking swimming pool out there. I was like, dang. So they had to leave. So yeah, these storms was rough. You hear me? These storms were rough. And I got up 11 o'clock to go to the bathroom. I had to use the restroom. And I got back in the bed. I'm laying down. Next thing you know, boom! I said, what the hell? Oh, it cut up all night. I mean, it stormed, it stormed. My phone kept going off. Drang, drang, drang. And then my phone rung. And, usually when there's a weather warning, they'll call your phone. But the only warning that we got really was flood warning. I mean, it rained all freaking night. And I was like, golly. So it calmed down. And I'm thinking, okay, this might be it. It's over with. The storm done passed. Next thing you know, boom, here we go again. I was like, good grief, man, it is cutting the fuck up outside. When I say them storms was tearing ass up last night, it was tearing ass up. You hear me? It was tearing some shit up. Grateful that Nashville did not get hit directly or anything like that. But I was at work, didn't get hit. But to be honest, back in December 10th, where I worked at did get hit, like down the street, like it did get hit. I mean, that's where the tornado touched down at, and it tore some shit up. 3 people got killed and stuff like that, and so I was like, man. So I stayed in the bed. I laid in the bed, and then finally later on, I um, went to sleep. And my alarm went off. I was like, oh man, I can't believe I went to sleep because I was pretty much all night because the thunder was so loud. And then my phone kept ringing. The lightning warning kept going off, and I was like, golly. So I got up. It was still raining, and I was like, you know what? They didn't fucking lie. This shit lasted all the way up to about 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning, and I was like, man, let me check some things out. So I did. I didn't know places got hit. Like places got hit hard. Few people got killed. One tree fell on the car, killed the person. I forgot how the other person, perished. But it was rough. The destruction was rough. Like, man, I was like, after that freaking eclipse, man, shit is showing out. So my cousin texted me later on this morning, and she was like, "Hey, cuz, I was just checking to see if you're all right because man, tornado touched down last night where I'm at. It touched down like up the street." And I was like, "Oh man, are y'all all right?" She said they was okay. I told her I was okay. Nothing major happened near me. Well, it didn't happen where I was at, but it was around the surrounding counties that got hit. And yeah, she said, yeah, it touched down last night. And I was like, wow. It touched down by the time I was up. So it was after 11 o'clock when it touched down. And so I did a little research and I looked, Huntsville, Alabama. And it was a particularly dangerous situation, a PDS. And they said it was a big ass wedge tornado that touched down. And I was like, wow, 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 wow. So yeah, man, these storms was terrible. And I just got my window trim fixed like a day before. And I was kind of concerned that the high winds would take it off again because man, I had to pay some money to get that shit fixed. And I'm glad I got it fixed and all. But yeah, I mean, it was really bad. When they said it was gonna be bad, oh yeah, it was bad. I'm just very grateful that nothing happened here. Home still up, still able to go to work, still had electricity, just still able to do things. But that storm was a motherfucker for real. Like, I mean, shit got tore up around places. And the main thing was the flooding, man. Like stuff got flooded out. And I seen where places like in Georgia got hit. I was like, dang, like those storms came from the west, the Midwest, and the Southwest, and they came to the South and they caused some havoc. You hear me? But I can say that I'm safe. So if anybody want to know, when anybody be looking at my page, I do have lurkers out there. I'm okay. I'm good. But I did have some pictures and stuff of the damage that it hit in different places. And I do have, pictures of the clouds that I saw because I was like, man, I got to take a picture of these clouds. They look like it's like mammatus clouds, and it was gray outside. It was very, very, very gray. And so, like I said, them storms they were intense. They were very intense. It was no joke yesterday. It was no joke. And it seemed like it was worse that night than it was in the daytime. And I'm like, I should be asleep right now. I should be knocked out sleep because I really didn't get much sleep. But, you know, I'll eventually get my sleep. I'll get it tonight and tomorrow night if I don't have to do my side hustle. No, I always gotta do my side hustle. Ain't nothing like doing a side hustle. But I would like to just say my heart goes out to the people who lost everything. There was, I can't remember what county it was, but it was a doctor. That doctor's son got sucked into a drain, and he was like in critical condition and stuff. The water swept him away, and so I'm just hoping that he's okay. Um, now people cleaning up and everything, and people were filming the tornado as it was passing and things like that. And I was like, man, this shit was no joke for real. Like these storms packed a fucking punch. It really did. And I'm glad that my cousin in Huntsville, she was okay. Um, I'm glad that everything, was smooth. The tornado was like 2 blocks east of her house, going east. And I was like, man, because I was gonna check on her and make sure she was good, but she texted me first, and I was like, man, you text me first. Oh yeah, you've been through some shit. And we both from California, so we're not used to having this type of weather. We're used to earthquakes. That's about the worst it can get. But out there in California, they've been getting mudslides, they've been getting flooding, they've been getting tornadoes too. Man, Compton had got a tornado one time. I was like, damn, they really trying to run people out of California. But it is what it is. I just wanted to talk about this weather. Man, that shit was no joke. You hear me? No joke. So I'm gonna get on off of here. Hope y'all have a good rest of the evening. And know for sure that down there in Mississippi, Georgia, the Carolinas, on up the East Coast, they're getting the weather that we got yesterday. And yeah, it's probably a little nasty out there. But anyway, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.
National Weather Service hasn't done their survey yet, but you can see the roof ripped off here. There's some neighborhoods where crews simply can't get into, or at least news crews, that is. They're blocked off because the damage is so severe. But you can see just here a lot of damage done on this hilltop here. This was one of several tornadoes to touch down in this severe storm outbreak. One of 6 to touch down in Tennessee since Monday. 42 tornadoes have touched down nationwide since Monday in this latest severe storm outbreak. Unfortunately, here in Columbia, Tennessee, 1 person is confirmed dead. 4 people are confirmed injured. One of 3 deaths confirmed in this latest severe storm outbreak. So 1 here in Columbia. 1 other person died in Claiborne County, Tennessee. That's off to the east of us, north of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. That person died when a tree fell onto their vehicle. And then another person died in Charlotte, North Carolina when a tree fell on them. So 3 deaths so far confirmed due to this latest bout of severe weather. But we should be learning more details later on this morning. 7 o'clock local time, there's going to be a press conference at the firehouse here in Columbia. we should be learning more details about this tornado here and the damage that it wrought here to this community. But right now, we're still trying to gather information, gather details, and we're going to bring it to you live here on Fox Weather when we have them. Guys?
Gotcha, Max. And we're looking at the damage behind you. Is it just concentrated at a one area?